Hey guys, welcome back to another plan with me. This week I'm planning from October 23rd to the 29th, and I'm using this kit from Apple Blossom Prints Co. called Cat Mom, I believe, and I'm using this kit for this week because this is the week of Janet's adoptiversary. Normally, I would just keep with like the spooky Halloween-y theme for the month of October, but this was just such a good opportunity to use this kit, so I went for it. And also, you'll see eventually I put a box in the top left corner, and these cats are Brad and Janet. Like, even the fact that the black cat has a collar and the other cat doesn't, it's perfect. It makes me so happy. As you can see, I did add some black into this. I just felt like the fact that there were some black cats sprinkled about and some like black, just little accents. I wanted more black, and I personally really like how it ended up looking, so I'm happy I did that. You'll also see eventually when I put down the glitter headers, I just start putting down the pastel colors and then realize my mistake that I wanted to add the black. And so I tried to do every fifth header black, but I didn't like the way it looked because this kit comes with chunky glitter, and these headers are from SPC and they have a very fine glitter, and it's just bothering me. So I opted for just one header at the top and did all black, and I really like it, and it also freed up a lot of space. I used to do this back when kits didn't come with glitter headers, so I would just like hoard glitter headers and then use one color with a kit, just so I wouldn't have to buy them separately. And yeah, I need to remember that this is like an option because it was so much easier to fit everything on the days because I had that little bit of extra space. Oh, sorry. I'm constantly running out of breath now. I think I might be dying, but only time will tell. As of right now, this happened so long ago. Like right now it's December 7th at 10 p.m. And this is clearly October. So I'm going to do my best to remember everything that happened this week and how I was feeling and all that. But right now I'm feeling very down. The seasonal depression is hitting hard, and it's such a weird feeling. Like it really is like a light switch. I just have absolutely no desire to do anything. Nothing sounds appealing. Everything sounds like a chore, and just all I want to do is lay and like I don't even want to watch movies or anything. Just nothing appeals to me. So yeah, if my mood is off or whatever, that's probably why. But we gotta get this voiceover done. So we're just gonna do it. As far as this week goes, what really happened? Oh, so I got free tickets to go to the Eastern State Penitentiary, and the only day we could go was Tuesday, which makes sense because if you're giving like family friend tickets away, they're going to be good for like a night nobody wants to go. However, when we went, it was so busy. And also, I believe our time slot was 10 p.m. or 10:30. That was the only time we could go. And trust me, I did think about skipping it and going to sleep, but I really wanted to go ever since they revamped it. And let me tell you, it's so much worse. It is so much worse, and they decided to make it more family-friendly, which really pisses me off. Like, why are so many children here at 11 o'clock at night on a Tuesday? I have no idea. There were so many people there. It was crazy for a Tuesday. So many children. It was insane. And before you entered the prison, they said like no cursing. If you curse, you'll be like removed. Then at every single attraction, they would say no cursing. They're really trying to make it like more family friendly. And also at the penitentiary, you can opt in to get these like glow necklaces. And if you have those, then the actors can like take you out of the group or like make you do something or whatever. And I had done it before, and in the past they give you like a red glow necklace and put blood on your face, and it's worth it. Like you get to go down secret passageways and all this shit. Well, now so many people opt for the necklace that the actors can't even like keep up with how many people have opted into this option, and it's pretty lame. And just everything was like not that scary, and it got so much worse. I later found out it's because a new company bought the penitentiary and they completely revamped it, and it's lame now. So good to know, because those tickets are pricey. I'm glad I got to go for free. Other than that, this was like, oh my God, this week I had the worst migraine I've had in a very long time, and it lasted for days. It was the worst on Thursday. It really affected me on Thursday. Like, it was the type of thing where I thought I was going to throw up. I've never thrown up from a headache, but I felt really close, and I was at work and I like could not function, but I didn't want to tell my boss I had a migraine, because she actually came in 2 hours late that day because she had a migraine. So I thought it sounded like fake if I said now I have a migraine, So I never want anybody to think I'm lying about being sick. So I just sucked it up and stayed. But I had a headache for the rest of the week, essentially. I think other than that, nothing really happened. So I'm just going to get into the day by day. So the first thing I marked on Monday was that I didn't want to wake up early and drive back to my place to start work. So I started work from Joe's place. I had brought my computer home on Sunday so that I would be able to do that. And it was nice being able to sleep in, but it just wasn't worth it, because then I had to drive home at noon I think that's when I went home, and there were no parking spots and there was tons of traffic, and I just very much regretted it. So probably won't be doing that. At least not for a while. I was just feeling really depressed this day, and I just marked that with this little feeling down munchkin. The time to work stickers also, once more with love. With the Coffee Monsters Co. emoji, I marked that I had to rush home on my break, because I only get a 30-minute break, so I really had to book it. I also had a headache this day. This was not when I got my migraine-esque headache. This was just, a normal headache, but it was bad enough to take medicine. So I marked that with this, I think this is Carly Plans, this little RX bottle. I can't stop saying little, my God. With this sticker, I marked that I pulled stickers while watching Real Housewives of New York City. And I marked that with this YouTube laptop from, I want to say, Scribble Prints Co. With a munchkin, a do not disturb munchkin, I marked that I went to bed early and unfortunately had nightmares this night, and marked that once again with a once more with love munchkin. Moving on to Tuesday, the first thing I marked was that I shaved 7 minutes off my walk. I believe I shave about 7 minutes every day, unless for some reason there's just more traffic and I'm not able to cross the street during red lights, if there's no cars coming, I just go. So that's the only reason that sometimes I don't get my full 7 minutes off. But I got them this day, and this was the first day that I actually timed how much time I was shaving off exactly. So that was cool. And I used this power walking munchkin to mark that. With this tired munchkin at a laptop, I marked that I was really exhausted this day, and once again feeling depressed. Marked that with yet another once more with love munchkin. With this Olive Studio sticker, I marked that I started a new audiobook, and if I remember correctly, I don't think I loved this one. I can't remember the name of it, of course, but I think it was meh. With this SPC car, I marked that Joe picked me up after work because he wanted help with his brakes, and he needed me to sit in the car and pump the brakes while he was changing the brake fluid. And I told him the only way I could do that is if he picked me up, because I'm not walking 45 minutes to his place. I just don't feel like it. So he picked me up. Under that, with this mechanic once more with love, I marked we did his brakes. Then I walked to CVS to get my prescription and used another one of these, I think, Carly Plans RX bottles. We decided to get pizza this night. I think we got it from City View, maybe, which I really like. I think we did that this day. I can't exactly remember. And I used a once more with love munchkin holding a pizza. Then with this Papershire zombie rising from the grave sticker, I marked our free tickets to the penitentiary. And then I I didn't love the fact that the sticker I pulled matched the little thing that I used, but I just didn't want to change everything else just for that reason. So it stayed, but with this old SPC icon, I marked that I had to wash my hair. There was no getting around it. Like, I needed to do it this day, which sucked. So I didn't go to bed until 1:30 a.m. and I used a zombie munchkin for that. Moving on to Wednesday, the first thing I marked was, of course, that I was tired with yet another sleeping munchkin at a desk. With this emoji drinking some tea, I marked that I had such a sore throat that I finally braved making tea at the office. I just have weird anxiety about doing things in public that I've never done before, even if it's something as simple as making tea, but we have like free coffee and tea and stuff in the kitchen. So my throat was bothering me so much that I did it and ended up not drinking it because it tasted so bad. And I think it's because I wasn't sleeping. Sometimes I get a really sore throat when I am sleep deprived. I also wore glasses to the office this day. Obviously, wanted to save a couple minutes by not putting in contacts. And these little glasses are from Piper Paper Plans, I think. Then I marked that I got my period this day, and I used this, I can't remember if it's Once More with Love or Coffee Monsters Co. I think Once More with Love. I then marked with another old SPC icon and this little box that I am ruining my own nails, I think. There's really no way for me to test this unless I stop messing with my cuticles for 6 months. But I have been like destroying my cuticles and nail beds since I was a little girl. And I've always had these little like horizontal ridges on my thumbs. And I never knew why, and nobody else knew why. And this day I saw this like whole video about this woman who used to do that too. And she figured out how to stop herself and break the habit, and her nails started growing in normally. Everything I found online says that this is most likely what's going on with my nails, but you never know. And the only way I'll know is if I can stop. And it's really hard. I have like very OCD tendencies when it comes to picking things. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But it was just interesting to see somebody else with like nails that looked exactly like mine and fixing them. So that was cool. On my way home from work, I decided to stop at Aldi. So I used this Sticky Perks Aldi bag for that. Then I had time to plan this day, which was very exciting, and I used this Papershire sticker to mark planning. With this Sticky Perks book, I marked that I forced myself to read this night. I have been very, very bad about that. I'm just reading a book that is not a page turner, so it's very easy to just put it down and never pick it up again. Moving on to Thursday, the first thing I marked was that I walked to the office, like duh, I do that every day, and I used a Once More with Love munchkin with a backpack for that. With this munchkin head, I marked that my boss was 2 hours late, which is always exciting. It's nice not to have your boss at work, even if she's nice. She's a very nice lady, but it's nice to just like chill. So she was not feeling well, and when she came in, she told me it was because she had a migraine. I got my PTO approved for the end of the year. I have been hoarding these days, and I'm finally cashing them in, which is so exciting because I am so burnt out. Then I marked with this Papershire RX bottles, I should say, that I was definitely developing a migraine. I thought it was just a little headache. But I took medication, nothing was working, and it was just getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And it was getting to the point where I was like, I have to go home. I don't know how I can function, but I was scared to tell my boss. So I powered through. And on my walk home, I stopped at a grocery store called Giant. They put in a new one, and now it's sort of on my way. I only have to like walk one extra block and I'm there. So I did that only because I was really craving the Boston cream flavor of Chobani Flips. And even though I had a headache, I just really wanted to get them. And I believe they were on sale at Giant. So I got them. Then I made myself macaroni and cheese for dinner. I don't remember where. Oh, I think this is Sticky Perks, this bowl of like oatmeal or something. I used it. It sort of looks like mac and cheese, so that's fine with me. And then, oh my God, my boss ended up messaging me that night, and she said, hey, did you see a pencil in my office? And I was like, oh yeah, I used it to make, so I totally left this out. I had to go into her office to pack a bunch of stuff for a conference that she was going to, and I needed to make a checklist while I was in there, and I used her pencil to make the checklist. At the time, my head was pounding so bad. I was just trying not to like blow chunks in the huge container I was putting everything in. I was not really thinking straight. I was just trying to power through. And I had no memory of where the hell I put that pencil. And so I said, well, it's definitely there. If it's not in your office, maybe I accidentally took it into my office. She's like, no, I already checked. It's not there. And I was like, what's the big deal? It's just a pencil. And I said, okay, it's probably in the trunk with all this stuff. And she's like, okay, it's a $50 pencil. And I wanted to throw up. I'm like, what the hell are you doing with the $50? I don't get it. I'm sure somebody in the comments can explain to me what the hell the point of a $50 pencil is. I don't know. It looked like a regular ass pencil and wrote like a regular ass pencil, but I'm sure there's something special about it. So that just really stressed me out because I don't usually lose things. It's been happening more recently. I think it's just stress related. And so that was like making me sick. And then I just spent the rest of the night just binging TV, I assume Real Housewives. And I just felt like shit. Moving on to Friday, the first thing I marked with another RX bottle was that I still had the headache from yesterday. It wasn't going away. I also was able to work from bed this day, luckily, because it was Friday, and I also had a shorter day. So I just stayed in bed. And then Joe ended up stopping by at 3 when I was finished with work. And he just hung out for a little bit and finished watching The Fugitive, which he had never seen before. I had already seen it. So while he was watching, I just put like a towel over my eyes and took a nap because my head hurt so much. Then I powered through and got myself ready. Sorry, I don't know if I'm saying all of the stickers. My bad. Anyway, with this pumpkin paper Kotera, I marked getting ready. I had agreed to go out with Joe and his friend's new girlfriend. I later found out it was not his girlfriend, even though I was definitely told she was his girlfriend. Anyway, we went to dinner at this place called Stogie Joe's, and I got a chicken parmesan sandwich, and it was very good. And I used, I never remember, I think the sticker's Once More With Love. I can never tell with this specific dinner sticker. I want to say Once More With Love. With a little, with an emoji in a martini glass, I marked that I met the girlfriend. We also went to 1 or 2 bars after. I honestly can't remember. I did not drink at all because I still had the slightest bit of a headache, and drinking would not have been the move. And the final thing I marked with another zombie munchkin was that I needed sleep. Moving on to Saturday, the first thing I marked with a piece of deco from the kit that I purposely saved because it looks like Janet. I marked that it was Janet's adoptiversary. Then with this Why Me munchkin, I marked that I still had the same damn headache. It was not going away. There was no point in time since Thursday that I didn't have some sort of a headache. I was going insane. With this Carly Plans hair sticker, I marked that I got ready because I did have plans with an old friend, and there was just no way I was going to cancel. We hadn't seen each other in years, so I just powered through, and my headache wasn't atrocious by the time I left to go meet her. So that was good. And we went to this place called Laredo Winery in New Jersey, and they were having their food truck festival. So it was perfect. So we could like drink a little bit and then eat and sober up. And it was very nice to see her. And this is just like an old SPC sticker that I got as a freebie. With this grandma sticker from Fox and Pip, I think, I ended up surprising my grandmother because after leaving the winery, I had plans to go to see some other friends, and I was going to be driving straight through the town where my grandmother lives. So it just made sense. I didn't tell her I was coming, so it was very exciting. I just drove by, and she was sitting outside, and she was like very shocked. So that was cool. Then I used a Sticky Perks Dominoes box and an emoji. I love these stickers. I wish more shops would come out with these stickers with like multiple characters sitting together. I need more stickers like that. And this sticker was perfect because it was Joe, me, and two of our friends. We ate Domino's and we watched the Friday the 13th from 2009. When that movie first came out, I hated it because I really just wanted a remake of the original, and this was not a remake. It was just another movie in the series. But rewatching it now, I can appreciate it for what it is, and it was fun, and everybody enjoyed it, I think. At least Joe said it was not as bad as he thought it was going to be, so that I'll take that. With another SPC car, I marked that I almost fell asleep at the wheel. I stayed up so late Friday and I got up so early Saturday and I was struggling. I was slapping myself in the face. My eyes kept closing and it was really scary because I was driving on 95. And when you get towards Philly, it is like Speed Racer, Fast and Furious, GTA 5. Like it is so scary. And at one point, Joe and I drove separately because I came directly from the winery. At one point, he like caught up to me and we made eye contact and he mouthed, he's like, "Are you okay?" And I was just like, "No, no, this is why I do not like to drive. I really hate driving because I'm just not good at it. Like I'm going to die in a car one day. I'm just going to fall asleep and die." Anyway, moving on to Sunday, the first thing I marked was that I slept until 1 p.m. And let me tell you, after the week I had, I needed it. I did not get a lot of sleep this week and my head was throbbing. When I finally woke up, I was dizzy and I used an ARG munchkin to mark that because it looks dizzy, doesn't it? I actually meant to cut off the text and I never did, so we're just going to leave it there. With the TikTok sticker from Once More With Love, I marked that I just did some scrolling, some mindless scrolling, which I'm really trying to do less of, but it's just so easy, you know? With this guitar from Stella Bow Sticker Co., I marked that I helped Joe load up his car because he was playing a show, I think in like North Jersey or something, and there was no way I was going with him on a Sunday because duh. With this emoji taking out the trash, I marked that it was trash night. After I helped Joe load, I went back home and took care of my trash. I was able to plan a little bit, so I used this, I don't know where this is from, this book icon that I've just had left over. With the Sticky Perks Sex and the City TV, I marked Real Housewives. And the final thing with this sweating munchkin, I marked that I just got randomly hot this night. I think it was because I started sleeping in like a sweatshirt and socks and an extra blanket because I was so cold when I first got to sleep, but then eventually I warm up in the bed and wake up not feeling so great. So yeah, anyway, that is everything for this week. I hope you enjoyed. I'm sorry about anything I did that was stupid, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.